still waiting on your manifestation? Are you waiting on the evidence of your desire in the 3D? Do you feel like you've been waiting forever? Then you need to watch this video. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you are all doing fabulous, all choosing to be the version of self that has their desires. I am hoping, I am intending. If not, you need to watch the video. If you feel like you're waiting to see something in the 3D that can validate that you can have your manifestation, or whatever excuse you have on the waiting end of the spectrum. This video, I hope, is going to kick you out of that mindset. Yes? Okay. Let's get into some basic bitch. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithKimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. I have 2 channel memberships where I go live with my channel members every single week, twice a week. I go live with my exclusive lives group. That is a zhuzh only group. We do not talk your circumstances. We talk success stories and tips and tricks. A zhuzh. That group gets together every single Tuesday at 9 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. I have then the hot seat / group coaching. We go live with them every single Friday at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That is the group that you can ask me anything you want in regards to your circumstance. Anything, literally. However, if you do join that group, you have access to both the groups. Yeah, 2 for 1 for the hot seat group. It's also a trigger warning group. If you get triggered by other people's circumstances or talking about other people's stuff, if it makes you feel bad to hear somebody else feeling bad or frustrated with their 3D, that ain't the group for you. You want the exclusive lives group. So onwards, I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper, and I appreciate all of you who have joined me everywhere, as well as my other channel, which is Life on the Outside of Manifestation, and that is Kimberly's Other Life. Thank you to all of you who have joined me over there. I think that's it for now. Can't think of anything else. But if you are new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, or Kimberlya, or Sassafras, or Sassy something. I am obsessed with getting what I want. I like to get what I want. Don't we all? Don't we all love that experience of looking in the 3D and seeing our most prized possessions, or our most desired specific person? Doesn't it feel good to get your stuff? Yeah, I like it. I'm quite obsessed with it. And I love devouring anything about manifestation, so long as it's from the limitless and flawless mindset. If not, it's a limited belief and it's not welcome in my world. Yeah? And if you can handle that and my sassy personality, I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me, okay? I upload something every single day. There is content on this channel, on this platform, every single day. This is the place for daily communication. How many ways can I say that? It is here. My YouTube is my home base. Yeah? Okay. So now after I've talked your balls off, let's jump in to the video. Waiting on our manifestations. It is the worst. It is the worst feeling in the world not getting what you want. It is the worst feeling in the world looking out in the 3D and not seeing any signs of hope that desire is going to be here. We all do it. We're all guilty of it. Some more than others, but we're all guilty of it. So this isn't a video to beat you up for that. This is a video to say, hey, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? This is what I see quite often in this community, in my comment sections, on all my platforms, in coaching. I see it a lot. And again, this is not about blaming or shaming yourself. This isn't about beating yourself up because you're in the awareness that you do this. But we're bringing it to the attention because I'm getting asked about it lately. And that's always an indicator that a video is necessary. But when we are waiting for evidence of our desire, of our manifestation in the 3D, if we're waiting on that before we can allow ourselves to either be happy or to trust that manifestation is working or that it's a real thing, or maybe we're waiting on evidence to let us know that we are doing things right, making the right decisions, doing the right techniques per se. When we are waiting for evidence, and for anybody that's new here, this answer, I'm sure you're already thinking it before I say it. If you're new, listen up. Waiting and knowing you're waiting, actively, consciously knowing you're waiting on evidence or 3D validation, you are automatically, instantly in the state of you not having your desire. Now, don't panic, please. If you are unaware about anything regarding states of consciousness, I've got plenty of content on that, but I'll summarize for you. The shift in state, aka the decision to be a particular version of yourself, when you make that decision, especially when you make that decision with conviction, it is instant. It is an instant shift to that reality. Instant. We often hear about infinite versions of self. Infinite versions of self also means infinite realities, infinite versions of your specific person. Infinite. So when you decide that you are, as I refer to it, new self. New self is the you that has your manifestation. When you make the decision to be that self, the self that has the desire, the manifestation, you instantly quantum jump to that reality. However, the 3D might not look like you just quantum jumped anywhere. It might not appear of, any evidence that you are new self. Your 100% fulfillment manifestation might not be in your face in that 3D. But that doesn't mean you didn't jump. The only thing it means is you're watching the unfolding, and everything you experience is leading you to the complete and total 3D physical fulfillment. But it's instant. And I know some of you struggle with believing in that, and I understand it is the repetition of that knowledge that'll get you to the place of believing or trusting that. I didn't always believe it either. I doubted a lot. I've had lots of doubtful moments on my own personal journey. And what I mean by journey, I just mean journey of self. I don't mean journey of specific manifestations. I'm always manifesting. You're always manifesting. Yes, I have had very important manifestations, ones that I was quite focused on. But when I refer to journey, I mean my total evolvement, my evolvement to this self. And if you don't believe me about my own evolvement, you can watch it firsthand by starting with the first video that I ever uploaded on this channel and watch all the videos through in chronological order. You're going to see it. You won't be able to not see it. It will be undeniable to you that I am a different being than I was when this channel started. And I love that. I love knowing it. It is the deliberate reason why I don't take any content down, even if some of my views have changed along my journey. But let me tell you, if they've changed, it's because I've expanded even more into the limitless mindset. I don't like restrictions. I don't like thinking we have flaws. I don't like thinking we have limits, because we don't. That does not align with the knowledge of I am, period. No matter how you word that, we are limitless. And any indicator opposite of that, No, that's just a different version of yourself. And what I mean by that is we can be any version of ourselves, and we can be limited versions of ourselves, but it is choice. Doesn't always feel like choice, but it is. However, I want to step into a little info that Mr. Neville Goddard shared. And he was asked a question about, the time frame of a manifestation. And his answer was, hey, I know that my manifestation is probably going to take 6 months to a year. When should I start imagining for that? And his response, I'm going to read it to you. I have read it in another video. However, I want you to really hear, because it's going to address the waiting for evidence, waiting to see something in the 3D. So let's jump in. The question was, suppose my wants cannot materialize for 6 months to a year. Do I wait to imagine them? Neville's answer, when the desire is upon you, that is the time to accept your wish in its fullness. Perhaps there are reasons why the urge is given to you at this time. Your 3-dimensional being may think it cannot be now, but your 4th-dimensional mind knows it already is. So the desire should be accepted by you as a physical fact now. Suppose you wanted to build a house. The urge to have it is now, but it is going to take time for the trees to grow and the carpenter to build the house. Although the urge seems big, do not wait to adjust to it. Claim possession now and let it objectify itself in its own strange way. Do not say it will take 6 months or a year. The minute the desire comes upon you, assume it is already a fact. You and you alone have given your desire a time interval, and time is relative when it comes to this world. Do not wait for anything to come to pass. Accept it now as though it were, and see what happens. When you have a desire, the deeper you, whom men call God, is speaking. He urges you through the language of desire to accept that which is not that which is to be. I'm going to read that again. He urges you through the language of desire to accept that which is not that which is to be. Desire is simply his communion with you, telling you that your desire is yours now. Your acceptance of this fact is proved by your complete adjustment to it as though it were. So, kimming that down for you. When you have a desire for anything or anyone, that moment is the I am, God, universe, higher power, source energy, moonbeams, higher self. It is that moment that is communing with you, is talking to you. The I amness that you are made of, that's who you really are. Pure, unadulterated consciousness. That's who you are. Okay? When you have a desire for something, that is your own I amness. That is God. That is the universe. That is your higher self, higher power, source energy talking to you. You are meant to have what you're desiring. So your desires, whether you have fooled yourself into thinking, well, it's just an ego desire. No. There's a you, a version of you that has it. And if the desire is on your mind, you are to claim it now. Not until you see evidence in the 3D. Waiting until you see something, some sign in the 3D is the wrong version of self. It's the wrong state to be in. I get it. Life has handed you probably some unfortunate events, some unfair events in your life, unfair experiences, people letting you down, disappointing you. And maybe what it is that you're manifesting is something you so strongly want. You don't have to fear that you're never going to get it, because that's the only reason why you're really waiting on evidence, waiting for proof before you can allow yourself to trust this is working, before you can allow yourself to understand that doubt is coming from old self. It is not coming from the version of you who has the desire. So although we may have feelings of resistance, resistance is not a real, tangible thing. It is not a real, tangible thing. It is not. Resistance is nothing more than your belief or your choice to allow yourself to marinate in doubtful, fearful thoughts. Some of you equate, well, my body feels yucky when I claim to be the version of me that has the manifestation. I feel resistance. I feel anxiety. I feel stress. I feel like I'm lying to myself. That is not coming from your higher self. That is coming from the habit of you responding, right? Our body is in the habit of responding to specific thoughts, to specific circumstances. You are breaking the habit of being a certain version of yourself. So most of us are in the habit of believing, if my body feels yucky, I must be doing something wrong, or this isn't working. I'm not meant to have what it is I'm desiring. That's why I feel bad. No, that is not true. Your body may be responding out of habit, or you can look at it as your body is responding because the thought that you're allowing yourself to marinate in doesn't line up with your decision to be new self. It doesn't line up to self, new self. So your body's letting you know, you got to get rid of this thought, girl or guy. You got to let it go. You got to remind yourself of who the hell you are and move on with your day. You're human and you're going to have human moments, and it is okay. That's not an indicator that you're not going to get your manifestation. You're just having a human moment, and that's all it is. Doubtful, negative, opposing thoughts to your manifestation, them coming in your mind, does not imply you're not going to get your manifestation. But waiting for evidence to show up in the 3D before you allow yourself to trust this, to believe this, to accept that actually everything you're experiencing is the unfolding to that full physical desire, because it is yours now. Now, you're choosing to be a limited version of yourself. You're choosing to be in fear versus the love, which is who you really are. Unconditional love. You're putting conditions on your own manifestation, and you're judging your 3D. You got to remember, the 3D is a memory. The 3D is a past state, past thoughts. It's manifestation of memory. We only ever have the now moment. So for those of you waiting for evidence, you are wasting your now. You're wasting it. You're wasting it to keep manifesting you waiting for evidence. It may not be always easy to just move on from a shitty thought, especially if we are in the habit of listening to every thought that comes into our mind and believing it as fact. But what you can do when thoughts come in is remember that you don't have to be afraid of your thoughts, and that you can choose to be any version of yourself at any given moment of your day, even if your body doesn't instantly feel differently when you make your decision. So return to it. Return to it and know that the repetition of you returning to your decision to be your new self, whether that's through affirming, visualizing, scripting, inner conversating, embodiment, whether it's through any one of those techniques, just know that repetition is what is going to make that new self feel very real, very normal, natural. It'll get easier. It'll get easier. So return to your decision. Stop judging your 3D and stop waiting for evidence of it. It's like putting in an order to Amazon and then telling yourself that you can't have it and you can't be excited to have it until you actually see it on your doorstep. That makes sense? Like putting in an order at KFC. And as you're waiting there, you're still telling yourself that you're starving and not going to be able to eat, even though the order's put in and you know damn well it's about to come to you. We can feel rest assured that if we've made a decision to be new self, your desire is yours. Your desire is now. Now. Choose it now. Think about it. Think about any time you've put in an order anywhere, any online order. For anything. Damn groceries. You put in your grocery order, you're waiting for it to come. But it's like you then stressing out, fearing that you're going to starve for the rest of your life because the groceries haven't arrived on your doorstep yet. So you're starving and you're not going to make it. No, you put that grocery order in and you know come hell or high water, something is going to show up on that damn doorstep. You know you're going to get at least some of the order. Putting your happiness, your joy, your life on hold until you see evidence, no matter how you word it, is choosing old self. No matter how you defend it, no matter how perfectly you frame your sentence, you're choosing old self. Don't defend it. Don't waste another minute on it. Return to self. Return to new self. You've got the desire because it's already yours. Creation's finished. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.